So today we're working on a 1990 Mazda MX-5, and today we're gonna put on the straight pipe that Gabriel got from which website?
Racing Beat.
Racing Beat. I would recommend. Our catback exhaust looks really pretty from there. It sounds really good. They also make a beautiful straight pipe with beautiful welds, and it's just a little pricey.
Yeah. And it comes with
brand new bolts and screws
and bolts too.
So Gabriel's gonna explain to you why now we're gonna put the straight pump on this car, and we'll show you how to do it. But he's going to explain to you why would you want to do it, what are the benefits, and how is it gonna sound.
So the main reason why I'm doing it is mostly for performance, because I'm mostly gonna track this car, so that's why we have it. Our old catalytic converter is like really old, so we probably need to change it anyways. So we just got this. And comes with everything, so that's mostly why we're doing it.
And we're gonna see how it sounds. We're gonna show a sound test before and after. So now we're gonna jack the car on all 4 jack stands. This car is lowered, so you want a low profile jack generally.
Yeah.
You also want to be working with steel toe boots if you have. You don't need to, but generally it's better to work with steel toes. That jack will really hurt when it stubs your toe. We also always want to chalk the other side. We're gonna be jacking here. Gabriel will show you now. And now we're gonna show you how we jack up the car. Gabriel will show you that.
Yeah, so since this car is like really light, if you try to just jack the front, the rear also lifts up. So we just jack it in the middle right here. And it doesn't damage the car at all. There's this little piece right here, metal piece that you could jack it up from. And then once you have it up, you put the jack stands on each side, and then you do the same on the opposite side.
So we'll start. This is a big jack, but you can generally use a smaller jack for any job like this, because this car is very lightweight. It's around 1 ton, so any 1 ton small AutoZone jack can work just fine. You're just a little oversized. So always when lowering your jack, you want to do very, very slowly and gently. Just like that. And that's all. So guys, now we're gonna put some penetrating fluid. We're gonna spray it just like this, general amount, on both bolts, because we want that really nice and lubed up as we take out the threads. And we do it on this side too. Yeah. And we wait preferably 3 hours. Our exhaust, we've already done this before, so we're gonna do this right now.
So the catalytic converter is held on by 4 screws and bolts on each side. So there's one, and there's supposed to be 2, but that one is missing.
Yeah, that one came out by itself.
Yeah, and then there's 2 on the opposite side too. So now we're just gotta try loosening them.
Yep.
What's the size again? 14?
14 millimeter.
Yeah, 14 millimeter. But ours are really stripped. So we are using, what's that called?
We're using a crescent wrench.
Yeah.
Or adjustable wrench. This is gonna make our lives a lot easier. And you might want to use something bigger like a breaker bar, but it's gonna be really hard to get anything in here. So use a wrench with an extension, something that can be really long and you can just push, or a wrench extender. They sell wrench extenders for $5 or $10 at AutoZone. Those work perfectly too, because this is really hard to fit any type of ratchet in here or breaker bar. Then they should come off by hand like this. Not all the time, so sometimes they're really rusted and they will not come off at all.
We did these last time when we did the exhaust, that's why they're torqued, so they're easy to come out. If yours are like really difficult to remove, then just keep putting more penetrating fluid, like this.
And also when we take out we take out all 4 bolts, we want to take out these 2 hangers. This makes it so we can just pry it out and it comes out much easier. You can just wiggle it around and the catalytic will pop right out. So now it's loosened up, we pull this out, and this won't come out by itself. And try not to put your head under here, because you will burn your head if it's hot. It comes right out. You don't want to touch that. I did with my bare hands because I'm Superman, you know. So,
Okay, buddy.
but generally, you don't want to be touching this. You also want to check your gasket seals. Our kit came with new gaskets,
Yeah.
but our straight pipe kit comes even with more new gaskets.
Yeah.
So now we put the exhaust hangers back on because they don't have welded bolts like the catalytic converter does. So now we just push against this just a tiny bit and we line it up here.
Also, there's a front and a back because the front gasket is actually smaller. It'll line up with the holes over there, so you'll know. And then the front goes facing forward, and then the back, so it should line up like how it is.
Exactly right.
And then you just got to put the gaskets in, and there you go.
And we want to start with this back because this is less flexible. So
Yeah.
now we get the gasket that fits. We put it in here. We want to put it after we put it so we don't scratch or break our gaskets like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. And we want to wipe up our exhaust or hold it with something that will clean it because we don't want to get any fingerprints on it.
Yeah, because it'll burn onto the metal.
And that looks very ugly and not very attractive. So
There's one. And the other side. And then you can also just wipe it off when you're finished too.
second.
Really nice.
So then we get our nuts on. You want to get them hand tight like finger tight first.
Yeah.
Just enough. Then we're gonna hand tighten it. You want to hand tighten to torque spec. It's a little hard to get down here though. We are gonna hand it tighten to torque spec, but for right now, we're just gonna hand tighten
Yeah.
with a wrench. But yes, you want to do exhaust bolts with torque wrench because exhaust leaks sound very ugly.
The torque the torque spec is 30 to 41 foot-pounds.
Yes.
It is.
So and be careful.
And don't tighten these all the way. You're gonna put these in and then tighten those.
Yes, we just want to tighten them a little bit by hand so they don't flex too much, but overall you shouldn't tighten them that much. So I'm gonna tighten them by hand a little bit, just like that, and then that should be fine. So now we put in the bolts.
There you go.
And now this part. And that should be fine. Then we tighten it. So now that we've had it fully, we want to torque it to spec, and we generally want to do each one evenly. So when we use a torque wrench, this is a 3/8 torque wrench, we're gonna hear a tiny click and we're gonna feel it in your hand too. Just a tiny little click. You don't want anything more because you will strip a bolt. And this one's a little more harder. And there, it just hit. So then now once we're done with the straight pipe, we wipe everything. We don't want any fingerprints on here.
Yeah.
Wipe up everything with a nice clean rag, just like this. Microfiber preferred. A nice microfiber or paper towel works just the same. You just don't want any marks or mores. Remember to put your exhaust hanger, and then that's the straight pipe. Now we're gonna show the sound test.
We're gonna do an outro, but It was a few days later, so I'll just do it now. So yeah, that's how you that's how you delete your catalytic converter. Since I'm doing this later, I'll also tell you about how it feels while you're driving. There's not a lot of droning. It sounds very similar to how it was before, around 2,000, 3,000 RPM. It's only when you go past that, when you start revving it higher, then you can hear it drone a little bit more. But yeah, that's how you delete the catalytic converter in an NA Miata.